Hi, welcome back. So this is another video. This is the 23rd of November. I think this is probably my last video for a pretty decent time, probably for till the end of November. And December, likely I will not be posting any video because I will be away out of town. So I will see how it goes. So this is one of my first 100k secure account, and you can see the reward is in 4 days. So I'd just like to update the progress of my FTMO challenge. I have the first account 100k, which is secured. I have already passed phase 1 and phase 2, which is this one you're seeing over here. The payout is coming in 4 days, which I'll get back my evaluation fee. The second 100k account, which is also passed, that is about break even. I think the payout, because the counter starts from 14 days, so once my equity reaches slightly above break even, I will be waiting for the evaluation fee to come out. And the last one is the 200k account, which is currently still in phase it is still in phase 1. Yeah, it is still in phase 1. So it's a slightly above break even, but I'll show the account next time in the future. So today I would like to talk about mainly is one setup that I see could be playing out. This is Bitcoin chart. Usually I do not share these trades, but since I'm taking on my FTMO account, so I think it's sufficiently transparent. This is currently a trade ongoing that I'm taking on my 200k account. So you can see this is Bitcoin price currently trading around 855,000. What is the setup I'm actually going for? If you can see, I'm actually drawing this the line chart. This is the last, this black line you can see over here is equivalent to this black line over here. So we're looking for a V-shaped pattern. So the V-shaped pattern actually is something like the blue line, but if you refine it, it's actually down here. So similarly, the V-shaped pattern is up here at 86,000, but if you refine it, it's actually the black line, which is lower, 82,000. But so the lower entry is better risk reward, and the higher entry is also a decent entry. So this is a swing position, so I'm comfortable sharing it in advance because I think the management will be straightforward. So what am I looking for? So I'm not so sure you have these okay, so what am I looking for is so before I look at this current setup, I would like to discuss where am I seeing. So this was in 2020 when price was coming down very rapidly. You could see this was the last resistance. Why is it the last resistance? Let me draw it out. It was the last resistance that was not tested on the way up. See, this was tested. This was the resistance. Then price, once it broke it, it come back and retested it, right? So this is a resistance. This is the resistance. You can mark here. There's a resistance here as well. You can mark it like this. This is a resistance that price bounced from. Price bounce here, a minor bounce before price eventually smashed through it, right? There was another smaller resistance up here. Resistance over here, small resistance here before price break up. Once it broke out, act as support and push higher. So this is the last resistance. The black line is the last resistance that price did not act as support on the way up. So since price nuked very quickly, you can see this candle is on the 20th January. The 21st January, we nuked very quickly downwards. And then no closes. I think the closes is not the important thing. The close is important only on the weekly time frame. On the daily is fine, but let's study the price action. So price nuked very quickly into the level, from an inside bar failure and a pin bar, and then the daily, because this is a daily level, this is a weekly level, so the daily FTA is here, daily first trouble area, and then price eventually came up and took out this high right here, right? So this is a very strong level. So if if I was a similar setup would be something like this, right? And then the first trouble area will not give you a decent risk reward, but probably aim for something at least here, the daily close, right? And you could also aim for above the daily high. So the risk reward is about 1 R. It's about 1 to 1.5 R. The risk reward is not great, but you can size up really huge. Instead of risking the usual 1% for this trade, you could maybe put 2% or 3%. Because this is a swing position, it will take many days to play out. So and I would like to point out this position you can see over here that I marked out. Let's say we play it to here 1 R, okay, fine, we just take a 1 to 1 R. I think it's a very high probability setup. Why? You can see if I turn on the moving average, this the blue line is a 100-day weekly EMA. This is the first time this time price did not touch it. Price rally and came down very swiftly. A lot of selling, sell, consolidate, sell, consolidate, sell. It's the first time price touched the 100-day weekly moving average since April 20th, which is about 2 years. So price did not close below the black line, which is what is the most important. Most important, it does not close below the black line and does not close below the weekly moving average, and then we got a decent size bounce. Okay, so now let's look at what the setup is. So this setup is very similar to what I drawn over here. 2 years since we touched it. The last touch we interacted was October 2023. Now is November 2025, which is also 2 years. The previous occasion in June, it came close, but it did not touch it. We came close on August 2024. We came close on April 2025. Both occasions we did not touch it. But this is the first time we are touching it since 2 years ago. So a lot of similarities. And how did I draw the black line? You are wondering. I draw it from the monthly close. The monthly candle low, I draw that line over. Similarly, I draw that line over. So what am I looking for? Right, so you can see there's a lot of confluence. I've explained. So why is this the last resistance that's not tested? Okay, I'll draw this over here. The last resistance tested. This is the last resistance right here. You can see how the daily candle close. Right here. This is the last resistance. That price, once it broke up, there was no retest. This one, there was a retest as well. You can see this level, there was a retest. This is the last resistance that price did not test on the way up. So on the way down, I'm expecting it to act as support. So how am I playing this setup? Very straightforward. Since it's a swing position, I'll put my stop right here. And I'll enter 85,000. My take profit is 9,800. And my stop loss probably is 7,500. The risk reward is not fantastic, but I think it's pretty decent. 1.3 R with a very high probability setup. So I think if you guys have some risk on your FTMO account, you could take it. So why am I taking this trade? I'll show you the confluence. These are currently on my 200k account. This is an ongoing position. So the first confluence we have is the 100-day weekly moving average. 100-day, 100 weekly EMA. Okay. Second confluence we have is untested daily resistance. Third is the monthly candle close. I would say monthly candle body low, right? Body low, right? And yeah, I think it's a pretty decent trade. We got 3 confluence, very nice setup. I think this is a swing position, so that's all I would like to share. Why am I buying this dip on Bitcoin? We'll see how it plays out. But I might reduce my position for this because the margin on the 100k, and the FTMO challenge for cryptocurrencies is only 1.0 leverage. So if I do have setups in like my forex pairs coming up, I might trim this position and get back in later after my forex pairs. I'll size up as much as possible more of my forex pairs according to the risk profile. So that's it for this trade. I would like to share the Bitcoin ongoing swing trade setup that I'm taking. Probably I think it will take about 2 to 3 weeks to play out, right? The invalidation, early invalidation is weekly close below these levels, but I probably will take it as I probably will not manage this trade. I'll just take it as it is. Yeah. Right, so these are 3 counters. I would like to share some trade setups that I've taken that have made my 100. If you did watch the previous 100k FTMO, the second account that I took, the live account, my equity was negative 2%. So how did I came out to become break even right now? I took this setup right here. Let me close all this. I took this setup right here. This is the 200. This is the 2 touch level, which with 2 touch with the daily high acting as the H1 last high before the breakout, and I took the position something like this, about 2R. Yeah, that's how my account is now break even. Very nice trade, very swift move into the level. The ATR for that day when price failed me, travel 96. The ATR for the day is about 87. So yeah, it's a exit ATR. I took a very quick trade, enter, and then we close it up. So for this week, I also took one trade. I took it on dollar Canadian. I took this trade right here, this blue line. You can see the daily when price failed me, it traveled 65 pips. The average true range was only 56. I took the short position right here, high above the H1 trust candle. You can see this is the trust candle that broke all this low very swiftly, and when it broke it, there was no retest or whatever, so it's a very clean trust candle. Put my stop right above the trust candle high. My enter right around 52, which is the blue line, and my take profit is right at the previous candle high right here for about 1.6R. But this was on a reduced size because I'm still forward testing this setup, right? This is the only position I took for this week. But there were some miss setups that I would like to go over that I am currently still forward testing. I will be taking it in the future on a smaller size as well. So this setup is called structure into D1 bias into low time frame H1 entry, right? H1 entry. So what do I mean? Okay. So look at the structure. Multiple lows building up right here. One big swing low, price rally very high. One swing low, another swing low, many swing lows. Once price came down on this candle on Thursday, 13 November, Friday we closed, price went through all the swing lows and closed above the level. It went through all the swing low and closed above the level. This is a structure. It tells me that people are trapped. So people are trapped is confirmed by the D1 bias because it's close as the swing failure pattern, right? So once the swing failure pattern forms on the daily, I'll mark it out. And I'll identify where is my daily target. So maybe it's this daily high. This is the nearest first trouble area daily high. If you're looking for more aggressive, you can target higher, but we'll just assume we're looking for this setup. Explain how this setup looks like. So structure looks at areas where it's either support resistance that it broke, we're looking for continuation, or we're looking for a massive trap. Price, a lot of highs here, and price just created a very nasty swing failure pattern. So it's either a reversion on a higher time frame or a continuation on a higher time frame. So you can see we have a very nice continuation pattern here. A lot of highs. Price went up, came down, it closed inside. Well, maybe we can discuss this in the future, maybe. Yeah, so once it closed, this is a structure. The daily bias, we have a daily inside bar failure. We'll target the next daily area, right? So similarly for this, the structure is there's a lot of daily lows. So we're looking for a continuation, or we're looking for a mean reversion on the higher time frame. So price close as a swing failure pattern, you can see. So now we are looking for a mean reversion. So I drop down to the hourly. So my hourly entry is there's only two hourly entry, either a pin bar or engulfing candle. So why not this pin bar? Is because you could argue this is a decent pin bar. I think it's not too bad, right? Because there's the resistance here, you can see a lot of daily lows here acting as resistance. Support. Once broken, act as resistance, right? So it will be better if price have broken above all these levels, right? So the better entry, I think, will be over here. So once price close above the level, we form an hourly engulfing candle right here. I think this is the perfect entry. But at that point of time, I did not take the trade. I think I hesitated because I did not have clarity of what I was looking for. This is the new setup. I'm still forward testing. My number of setups that I've taken for this is probably one. This week is my first time taking this setup. I've been studying it, but executing wise, because execution is all about the reps. You cannot hesitate. You must enter as planned. And to enter as planned, you must know what you want to see. But I know what I want to see, but I wasn't very sure because I lacked the repetitions. End up, price went away. I was thinking actually if price came up here, then I might enter on a retest or something. But this H1 entry over here, there's no waiting. Once the hourly candle close, either as engulfing candle or pin bar with a good location, that's the entry. We do not wait for confirmation. The confirmation is the candle formation itself. We do not wait for a retest. So this is a setup I miss, and I'll be exploring this going forward in the future, right? We could also explore the level that I mark out here, right? You can see this is the structure, same procedure. The structure is very clean. Resistance. Remember that the daily close as a inside bar failure pattern, right? And where is the target? Probably this high. Okay, let's monitor. Do we got an entry in this area? Will we get an entry? So we did not blind bid. I mean, actually, if you blind bid, maybe it's a great trade as well. But let's assume we did not blind bid, right? We did not blind bid. So once the daily close, the daily, I'll mark out the open here. I think it's 0500 open. Yeah, this is the daily level, daily open. Okay. So price came up very strongly, from a down candle on Friday, from an inside bar on down candle was formed on Thursday, inside bar was formed on the Friday, and on Monday price came down, take out the inside bar low, tested into the high, very important structure level, and then went back up and closed its inside bar candle on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we are looking. I'll take out my level over here. Take out this over here. Yeah. So the structure is there, right? The structure has been set up. The blue level is a structure, very important level. That's a structure. Daily buyers, daily inside bar failure. Boom. Now we're looking for H1 entry. H1 entry, there's only two H1 entry. One, engulfing candle. Two, a pin bar. So on Tuesday, we'll be looking for a setup. Tuesday form, is there any inside bar? Is there any engulfing, or is there any pin bar right here? There's the engulfing candle right here. Sweep the low and close above. That's the entry. That's the entry right here. I'm gonna stop right below the low. Once it closes, that's the entry. Target right here. Right, so I did get a if I was showing this setup, then probably very nice entry. So why am I sharing this structure? So I had my regular mean reversion trade, as in I think this is a very nice setup. Why? Because you can see with all these high time frame structure going to daily buyers and a H1 entry, you're able to take a low time frame entry and a very extended target on the daily buyers. So your risk reward is very high. You can see for this, the risk reward is 4R. The previous risk reward I had over here, I think it's about 2.8 on the H1 hourly engulfing, 2.8. So the risk reward is very high. So if you have just an average win rate of, let's say, 40%, you will crush it with this trade. So that is why I love this setup, and I would like to get better at it, but I definitely need more reps. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I will not be sharing potential setups. I don't think those are useful. In the week ahead, more important, I'll share things that I've learned. Yeah, so keep in mind, I'll update again in the future, but keep in mind, currently I have this Bitcoin massive swing position running. I think it's a very nice setup based on the confluence I've shared earlier. If you have some extra risk, you can risk accordingly. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully that's when I pass the phase 1 of the 200k, and yeah, we can talk about more next time. So I'll see you guys then.